means many things to those of us here today. Loving wife to our dad Turing, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, and friend. But how do we adequately honor a woman who's been all this and more for 100 years? She's lived through 2 world wars, 2 colonial powers, 12 American governors, 14 Philippine presidents, and the list goes on. She bore 9 children and has 16 grandchildren and 12 great-grandchildren or apo sa tuhod, 1 great-great-grandchild or apo sa talampakan, and counting. That's more than any modern-day woman could ever ask for. And like all epic lives, these 2 had a small beginning. In 1911, baby Araceli Hernandez was born in Manila to Pilar of Spanish-Portuguese heritage and Carlos of Cuban descent. The eldest of 7 children, she was 3 years younger than the University of the Philippines. Little Araceli grew up in a traditional household speaking Spanish. But since our country was already an American colony at that time, she soon picked up English, her language skills proven by the fact that she still knows Alfred Lord Tennyson's Lady Clare inside and out, after her mom taught her this when she was 12 years old. Some of us also know how stellar and refreshing her Tagalog is as well. If you want to know how people spoke 100 years ago, just strike up a conversation with her and she'll dish out phrases like pagkahaba-haba man daw ng posisyon, sa simbahan din ang tuloy. And of course, we know the profundity of the message. At age 15, her quiet, protected life changed when she met the dashing, debonair Victoriano D. Jose, her classmate in Manila North High School, now known as Arellano High School. Even today, she will tell you how good-looking and stylish she was as he visited her at home under the suspicious eyes of Carlos and Pilar. But of course, she wasn't interested in him. Definitely not. And so we had to resort to trickery to get her to say yes. One Sunday, he came to their house in this cute little tie and cute little shirt. He asked her all sorts of random questions. The very next day, Turing tried to take her hand but she resisted. So he reminded her of the fact, "Pero uno ka sa akin kahapon." She broke into tears. She didn't realize she had said yes to him. Tanong siya ng tanong. Ako naman, oo lang ng oo. Napa-oo pala ako, hindi ko alam. Shortly after, in March 1934, when she was 22 and Dad was also 22, they eloped and got married. Then Douglas MacArthur said he shall return, and by the time he returned, they already had 5 kids. Quite an accomplishment considering she just dreamt them up at night. Nananaginip lang daw siya, promise. Ask her later. And she bore 4 more children using this dreaming technique for a total of 9. But our prolific matriarch was no stranger to loss. By the time of the Magsaysay plane crash, she already lost 3 of her children. 2 were only toddlers and 1 was premature. The teacher by profession was also a teacher and disciplinarian to her kids. Even if this meant an occasional kurot sa singit, it also ensured that they would all finish college. Although she showers her love in rather unconventional ways, it is still there. And she reads more than just romance novels. Sometimes she would read to her kids to put them to sleep, especially those stories with life lessons. And she loves poetry and math. In fact, in 1957, she published an anthology of poems called Poems Children Love and authored modern-day math workbooks for grade schoolers from 1966 to 1970. It was around this time that the era of the grandkids started. In 1964, Joy was born in Baguio, and the rest of the grandkids soon followed, year after year. By the end of martial law, there were already 16 grandchildren. In 1977, she and Turing moved to the United States, where they helped raise 3 of those grandkids. It was in California, where Elling, known in the U.S. as Sally, would develop a taste for roller coasters and amusement parks, giving vent to her wild side. They lived in California for a few idyllic decades, up until 2001, when she lost Turing, known in the U.S. as Vic, who's her first and only love and lifetime partner. But before that painful event, over the years, they would get to celebrate their golden wedding anniversary in Arcadia, California. With frequent trips to the Philippines, they celebrated their emerald wedding anniversary in 1989 and diamond wedding anniversary in 1994, as well as the arrivals of, this time around, great-grandchildren. And so at the age of 94, she finally came home, back to the Philippines, where she is now nurtured by the love of her kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, and great-great-grandkid. In her 100 years of living, she has gone through the rhythms of death and life, love and loss, yet always soldiering on. Mommy Elling, Lola Elling, all of us who are here today, one way or another, owe our lives to you, figuratively as well as literally. You are an inspiration to all of us. We can't honor you enough for everything you are and have been, but today we celebrate your life as best as we can. And tomorrow, and always, we want to try to be like you. We may not have as many children or grandchildren, but in our own ways, we will try to be loving and graceful, prolific and strong. Happy birthday, our Centennial woman, dearest mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, and great-great-grandmother. We love you, and may you have many more years to come.